his life is never going to be the same again. So since the announcement that Meagan Good and Devon Franklin are set to get a divorce or are getting divorced, I'm going to be talking about the truth about celibacy and the things that nobody tells you about sex. Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and this is Relationship Sam, where we discuss all things relationships, love, dating, marriage. Basically, you feel it, we talk about it. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you know as soon as I publish new videos. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the truth about celibacy and the things that nobody tells you about sex. So since the announcement that Meagan Good and Devon Franklin are going to be getting divorced, I published a video where I was talking about the 7 lessons that I would be taking away from their relationship and their marriage and divorce, and just from the whole experience of seeing someone who looked like they were doing well in their marriage get a divorce. And because I did that video, I had a couple of my friends kind of reach out to me and say some things that have prompted me to make this video now. And I had 2 ladies, friends who don't know each other, both come and say something to the effect that, oh, you see, celibacy isn't that big a deal, or that celibacy didn't really help them in the end, or that celibacy isn't a guarantee that they would do well in their marriage, or some, I hope you get what I mean. I would have to go through the messages to see exactly what was said, but it was something to this effect. Guys, don't hate me, don't shoot me, I'm not perfect. I am not perfect, and I have made my mistakes, and I'm just repenting, and I'm pressing on into the future with a new mind, a renewed mind, to do things differently, to get different results, hopefully better results. So please don't crucify me. And even though Meagan Good and Devon Franklin may not have the desired results that we would have wanted and expected, celibacy was never written as a guarantee to anything. You being celibate has nothing to do with a reward. There's nowhere in scripture where it says thou shalt get a good husband and live happily ever after and not face any problems in your relationship, or be guaranteed of a successful marriage till death do you part because you are celibate. Religion aside, God aside, there's certain things that we don't know or we don't like to acknowledge about sex. And that's why part of this video, I want to be talking about the things that nobody tells you about sex. So if anybody or any of you are like myself, deciding to be celibate or deciding to honor yourselves, your body, and to honor God, that's your business. That's your business, and there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you will even ever get married. I said this in one of the videos that I talked about being satisfied as a single. This is one of the realities that you have to face, that you may be celibate and you may honor yourself and to honor God with your body and still not get married and still not meet someone who you feel is worthwhile. So I personally haven't lost respect for Meagan Good as an individual or Devon Franklin because they're getting a divorce. And their celibacy was a commitment between them and God. That commitment to be celibate was their business. The truth about celibacy is that it helps you to develop your self-control, the self-control that you're going to be needing to have inside of marriage. And I've heard it being said before that a lizard before marriage is still going to be a lizard in marriage. It's not going to be an alligator just because it's married. But a lot of us feel or think and believe that we're automatically just going to change and become new or different people the moment we're married. And you're in marriage and you have self-control. You don't take notice of other beautiful women. You don't take notice of those handsome men who are charming, who are giving you the attention. You are still going to need to exercise self-control in marriage as much as you would need to before you're married. So celibacy gives you that opportunity to develop the muscle or to develop the discipline and the self-control that you're going to use in marriage. You develop it now, but you use it in marriage. Temptation's still going to come. Actually, I feel more temptation will come because you're married. And amazingly still, everyone frowns upon infidelity. But the same person who's committing adultery was most likely fornicating before they're married. It's just that they didn't exercise that self-restraint. They didn't respect boundaries before they got married. And then now they are married, they already have a habit and a character of, eating the forbidden fruit, so to speak. And if you get married to this person that you want to be sleeping with, you have your whole life to sleep with this person. Sexual compatibility is one of the reasons why a lot of people want to fornicate or want to have premarital sex, and it's become so common and so usual in our modern day society now. It's like, oh, we want to test our sexual compatibility. And I've had this happen to me pretty recently. In the last couple of months, I met someone, really like the guy, really nice guy. I love the way that he thinks, our conversation, he communicates really well, and we're so similar in a lot of ways. So we had dinner together, went for drinks, just chilling, hanging out, and we were like, I was really enjoying his company, and it came to the discussion about sex and stuff. But he said for him, that has to be the first thing. He needs to know if we're going to be sexually compatible, because sex is a foundation for a good relationship. And I was initially very tempted to say, so all of the people who you've had great sex with, where are they now? So you want to test drive me to know if we're sexually compatible. What then happens if we now have sex and you find that you're not feeling sexually connected to me? Now I've just slept with you for nothing. If anything, I'm going to feel used because there's no guarantee. So anyway, from that, I've realized that this is actually a common way of thinking now, that people want to test drive, but it's not every car that you can test drive. Go into the Maybach showroom now and ask them to test drive. What do you want to test drive on a Rolls Royce? Really? You want to So we have to find value in ourselves. And when we then decide to take a vow of celibacy, it's to honor ourselves. Religious beliefs aside for now. It's about me. And as women, we get attached. It's so uncommon that a woman is able just to have sex with a man, get up, and walk away from that. It's so uncommon. And statistically, most women who are able to do that, they have experienced some sexual abuse. And talking about sexual abuse and molestation, rape, incest, and all of these things that we know are a violation on people's rights, that are abusive, are all being done by people who are not exercising self-control, who are not exercising self-restraint. So someone can say like, oh, I just have the urge to have sex, so I'm going to have sex with that child or that woman there. So the very thing that we're trying to defend, that, oh no, it's my right to have sex whenever I want and to enjoy myself and to do all of these things, is the same thing that's driving molesters and pedophiles. It's not right. We have to exercise self-control and self-restraint, and we have to develop these muscles. And back to sexual compatibility. Sexual compatibility is not something you stumble upon. It's something that you can work on. It's something you can develop together when you're willing to hear your partner, to listen to what they want and what they like. If you're willing to be open enough in that area to explore each other. And it's for us to enjoy. God made it pleasurable. But when we're not using the thing rightly, which is supposed to be in marriage, it is abuse, which is abnormal use of that thing. In illustration of what happens when you're having sex with someone, I've heard it being mentioned that it's bonding, right? And bonding, like these two pieces of paper have been stuck together with glue. So in breaking up, we are separating. And we separate painfully because we are now more than just intellectually attached. We're physically attached. We're attached in our souls. You know, I've even picked up his habits. I've picked up some of his mannerisms and all of that. So now we are separated. So now that he's out of the picture, I meet someone else and I bond with them again. And in bonding with Blue, this relationship hasn't worked and it's time for us to go our separate ways. This is what happens. In our separation, we are both left with bits and pieces of each other. His life is never going to be the same again. So attached and detached, if you're a sticker, after a while you will not stick. If you're stuck here, removed, stuck here, removed. So sex is a big deal. It's not as light as we like to make it, like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's just sex. It's not just sex. Even science has proven that when the name of your ex is mentioned, your brain responds as if that person is there. This is science, and it's already been proven. And one of the funny things is you hear a lot of guys saying to especially young girls, if you love me, you will. Show me that you love me by sleeping with me. The funny thing is, for men, sex is not even an emotional thing for them. A man can have sex with you without being emotionally attached. For men, it's as simple as needing to go to the toilet. It's just an urge. It's like you just need to pee. And sometimes it doesn't really matter where you're peeing. In the bush, behind something, in a can, you will pee because you just have to go. And I say this to say sex is not love. So don't ever try and sleep with someone as a proof that you love them, because sex is not love. And to those of you who say that sex is not a big deal, how would you feel? Let's see how you feel and how you react when your partner, your spouse goes and sleeps with somebody else. Then, only then, come and tell me that sex is not a big deal. It's a big deal. And we need to stop sugarcoating it. We need to stop painting it a different color and calling it something else. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not saying that I'm without sin and that I've always done things right, but I'm saying if somebody decides to do things differently to get better results, whether to honor themselves or to honor God, for whatever reason that somebody decides to be celibate, it's their decision to make, and we should applaud that, and we should be like, wow, they have repented, they have turned from their wickedness. And if somebody was a robber before, somebody was a drug addict, we want to see that person well. And it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. So I say all of this just to say, Meagan Good and Devon Franklin's relationship has no bearing on the amazing truth and the amazing journey that they had together, especially how they got together. They tried something and they did something, they succeeded in that. So let's not remove the good that they have done or take away that accolade from them just because they are now divorced. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, celibacy does not guarantee that you're going to have a successful marriage. It's not a guarantee for anything. God did not make a promise that if you're celibate, I will give you this, and or you will have this, or this is the future that you're going to have. There's no such promise, even from God himself. So that part of their journey cannot be taken away from them, and I don't think we should take it away from them. They did well in that. They were such role models, and the good and great lesson that they have taught us and that they're leaving us with, let's not negate that. Even the book they wrote together, the book is a masterpiece. With all of that said and done, I just hope that you will be inspired. We just have to say it as it is. Don't hate me, don't shoot me. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect, and I have made my mistakes, and I'm just repenting and I'm pressing on into the future with a new mind, a renewed mind, to do things differently, to get different results, hopefully better results. So please don't crucify me and anybody else who's choosing to be celibate, who's choosing to do things differently to get different results. Even though Meagan Good and Devon Franklin may not have the desired results that we would have wanted and expected, only they know really what they battled in their relationship and their marriage. And since they're in Hollywood, chances are the truth will come out slowly, progressively. We'll just hear reports here, there, but it's really none of our business. For me, I'm still looking to them and saying, you know what, in that part of their journey, they did it right. Still, I have a reservation. If I'm choosing to be celibate, I'm not even going to want to kiss that person. That's a topic for another day. If you haven't yet seen my other celibacy videos, Kissing Frogs, you definitely need to go and watch those. I'll leave them linked in the cards somewhere here and in the description box and at the end of this video as an end screen, so you all can go and check it out and see those. In the meantime, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram at iSamanthaDika, chat with me in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next one.